So I've been keeping some things from you. Get this. I think I've mentioned before that I've cut my sister out of my life, right? And I was going back and forth on whether I should give her a second chance because I cut her out for choosing someone else over my kid. And without good reason. It wasn't like I don't know how to explain it because there was no reason not to help me and my kid in that moment. And it wasn't like money or, it was like an hour's time of you sitting in my living room or making him food because I could physically not stand up. Anyway, so she got the cutoff then, right? And I mean, I struggled with it a little because, that's my sister. But at the end of the day, I said I was going to cut off people who chose others or anything over my son in the moment like that. And I needed to be true to my word so that I could say, I chose you and what's your worth, my son, over everything else, regardless, So anyways, yada, yada, yada. She still came to Easter. It was a little awkward. We weren't talking. Sorry, I had to make sure my kid wasn't up. But I don't think I hear it. Maybe it's the cat. Hopefully it's the cat. Anyways, so my mom, when she moved out of that place, she left it to my sister. And she said that the washer and dryer were mine when we could get a U-Haul, maybe some movers, because it's a washer and dryer and we're weak girls, okay? Also, a chair was left to me, and then most of my stuff was left in that house because when my mom moved out, my sister helped her, obviously. I was supposed to come and help her, but my sister threw a fit about the help I was bringing. So I said, well, if you don't need help, I'm not coming. Because if I'm bringing help, accept it. It's moving my stuff out too, So anyways, I did not go to move that day. She changed the locks that night and all my things were still there. And I fully thought I would be able to come in like I have, maybe with notice, get my things, do my laundry, all the things I had been doing literally a couple days before even. Slowly getting my things, slowly doing some laundry, whatever. Wasn't able to do that. My sister was cut off after this happened, by the way. This she did like months before. And I think that's crazy rude because at least give me a warning. Hey, I'm going to change the locks. Is there anything you need before I do? Or she literally has one day of free time and these certain hours that I can come, and it didn't work with my schedule having a child. But crack it on. I can stay up until 10 a.m. I'm like, all right, well, we're doing breakfast. We're waking up, we're doing breakfast. So that doesn't work for me. Because by the time we finish breakfast and are ready to leave the house, you're going to be ready to go to bed. So I could literally come while you're at work. It never worked out. And she was not accommodating. Whatever. So when my mom finally, recently, just got the washer and dryer from her house and brought it here, she had to lie and tell my sister that she was bringing it to where she's currently living, at my Nana's house, because my sister was throwing such a fit and would not let her in the house to get her washer and dryer because it was coming to me. She also wouldn't help them move it. My mom and Nana were going to get it, and they called me and they're like, hey, are you and Chris free? Because Nana just threw out her back trying to move this washer and dryer, and Alyssa and her boyfriend are there, living there, just there, not helping, not offering to help. Get it out the way, you know? So I'm like, all right, well, if I'm coming, I'm getting things, right? So we pull up. It's hot. It's a hot day. Heat. I have a kid. We're in the car. I'm like, yeah, we're not staying in the car. We get out. We're standing outside. The thing that he wants to play in, she put bones in, even though it's a children's toy. It's his little sandbox that we had no freaking U-Haul to move when we moved. And the sandbox is there. Okay, she filled it with her bones from dead animals. So he's not allowed to play with that, obviously. There's sticks all over the yard. I'm like, all right, we're going in. She's like, you can't just go in. Literally everyone else is inside to help move. Why can't I go inside? I'm like, okay, well, I'm bringing my kid inside. He can't stand out in this heat and this sun. He's too white for this. He'll burn. Like, we weren't planning on being outside today. He doesn't have sunblock on. And she's like, well, he can go in, but you can't. Okay, well, not happening. So we went inside. And of course, I go to the living room and she's like screaming at me, you can't just come inside. I'm like, okay, well, literally everyone else is inside, including my boyfriend. Why the fuck can't I go inside? Like, you make no sense. Whatever. So I sit down and I'm trying to keep him distracted and it's not working. And they're literally shit-talking me under their breaths in the kitchen right next to us. All right, so I'm like, okay, cool. Washer's up. Let me go downstairs and see what all we have there. I know it's a lot of baby things, first of all, okay? What else is there is what I'm like trying to suss out, because it's been probably almost a year since I've been down in this basement, okay? And they're like shit-talking. And Kylo's trying to go back upstairs. And I'm like, no, you can't go back upstairs. Auntie's being mean. And her boyfriend goes, what? Excuse me? I'm like, I wasn't talking to you. I'm talking to my kid. And he starts saying something under his breath. I don't remember. I'm like, this is ridiculous. So I'm trying to wait for them to come back down to get the dryer, right? And I'm like, cool. This is mine. We're bringing this. I start to gather our things to put in this giant U-Haul that they got for the washer and dryer. I'm like, cool. I'm going to grab some things while I'm here, you know? As I was coming up with things, right in my face, this man screaming at me. I'm like, get the fuck away. You don't live here. I mean, he does live there, but neither one of them are on the lease, okay? You know who is on the lease? My mom. So anyways, whatever, baloney, shit talking me right in, literally, why are you letting this man right in my face? So I get my kid outside and I'm like, cool, I'm going to grab my board games that I bought 90% of them. And if I didn't buy them, my mom definitely did. Okay. So I'm trying to reach in the closet and she pulls me, attacks me. I'm like, not all of those are yours. Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to get to them to see which ones are mine. I wasn't going to take every single one. I was looking. I don't have a chance to look when I'm grabbing them down and you freaking attack me. And then she's up in my face and then he's up in my face. I'm like, what the fuck is your problem? And then we ended up leaving my kid's juice there and his book because she wants to throw a freaking fit and attack me. The games are sprayed across the room. I'm like, hold on. Like, I did not come at you at all. All I said to your nephew that you will never see again unless you're watching a video is that you were being mean, and you were. Okay? Because the second he's trying to do anything, no, not that, no, not that. Okay, so what do you expect him to do? He's not like playing with things. He's not going out of his way to destroy things. He's moving his cup around on the table. He's trying to read this book that you gave him that is his, that he got in the mail to your house. What is your problem? And then she's like, you want to look outside? And helps him up and she's acting like she's being all nice. Okay, well, last time he was in this house, he was allowed to do whatever the fuck he wanted because it was my mom's house. So yeah, if he remembers that, he's going to do whatever he wants. But if you're going to constantly shut him down and say, no, don't do that, no, don't do that, then I'm taking him out of the situation. And I'm telling him, no, we're going downstairs. You're not going to be upstairs because your aunt is being mean. And that will be the last time you're referred to as an aunt, by the way. Because why are you going to attack me for trying to grab my things? And then the argument was, I was like, well, I wouldn't even be here had you just helped. And she's like, why would I help get rid of something that is mine? Okay, so it's not yours. It was never yours. You could have it while it was here. But 90% of my mom's things are still here because she just moved into a bedroom at her mom's house. Okay? It's not like she got a new place and took everything with her, except what she didn't want. You know? So, it was already said. She was coming at some point to get the rest of her things, right? You knew what she was taking, including the things you already took for yourself and claimed as your own because it's been in the house for over a year. Okay, but it hadn't been over a year, first of all. It has not been over a year. It hasn't nearly been a year, sure, a couple months more, and it will be a year, but it has not been a year. And you know what? It was September, like 4th or 5th, and this happened in June. So no, it has not been over a year, and it's not definitely not yours, man, who keeps getting in my face for no fucking reason. And you're goddamn lucky that Chris was outside. He said I had to keep myself outside because if I seen him getting in your face or seen her come at you, I would have lost it. And I was like, yeah, well, I kind of wish you were there because I was about to lose it, but I had the kid. Like if Kyla wasn't there, shit would have went down. But because Kyla was there, I had to be good, you know? And then once Kyla was moved, I had my hands full of things and I was attacked. I was like, I'm not even touching you, you know? Like, get the fuck off of me. But after that, I was like, I really wish, like, you had come back inside. He was like, I heard the yelling and I know how you are. And I know I would have lost it. I was like, dude, you needed to lose it. Like, they're not on the lease, okay? Sure, they get mail there, but I get mail there too. You know? Like, and then she was like, bills don't come in your name. I literally came last month to get mail that was in my name. Make it make sense. Like, you're stupid. So, anyways, we found out tonight my dog is not doing well, and we are going to put him down Monday. And I guess when Alyssa came to say goodbye, she told my mom that she moved and would have the keys in the mailbox tonight without anything. Okay, well, first of all, she didn't pay at least 2 months rent. At least that I know of. At least 2 months rent. Their rent is like almost $100 less than mine. She doesn't have a kid. They're both working jobs, supposedly. Why can you not afford your rent? Genuinely, I don't understand. Whatever. And knowing my sister, she moved somewhere in a shitty Akron apartment, probably a studio, maybe a wet bedroom. That's bug ridden because that's what she tends to choose. And good for her, because I was this close to being petty and calling the landlord and saying to evict you anyway. Yeah, I hate to break it to you through YouTube, but that's the only way you're gonna talk to me now. Yeah, kind of sucks for you. It's just kind of crazy, like, you would choose this crazy life over your family in general. And then I'm telling my mom, like, you want to ride so hard for this girl who won't do a single thing for you. Alyssa was living with her and I was not at this time. I was living like 25 minutes away, and my mom calls me in the middle of the night. I have a like 6-month-old, and she's like, hey, can you come take me to the ER because I really need to go and Alyssa won't take me. Alyssa has a car, a license, gas. My mom would put gas in the car if she didn't, and literally lives there. The ER is like 5-10 minutes away. So I have to come 25 minutes away with a 6-month-old to the ER. Sit with her throughout the ER. Take her back home. And then I can either sleep on her couch or drive the 25 minutes back. I have a car, but no license at this time. And you want to say you're a good daughter? And my mom wants to ride for you when you can't even fucking show up for her and you're right next door? You're in the bedroom next to her? She's letting you live there for free and she's covering all your expenses and your gas? But you can't take her to the ER? Wild to me, just wild. And I think today's confirmation of her like leaving for good is like, thank God, you know? Also, by the way, when we got the washer and dryer, she knew that it was coming here, or she must have figured after that incident, and she drove past all slow, and then when she saw me, our eyes met, she zoomed forward. I was like, you're stupid. Of course it's coming here because, as my mom said, it's my washer and dryer. It's mine because that's who she left it to. And even if it wasn't coming here, like, she can spend as much time as she wants here because she's welcome here. Unlike at your house where, God forbid, anyone stay 5 seconds, or at least me. But I'm the problem? You're crazy. You're wild. So anyways, yeah. That's my rant about my sister. And I know my son won't remember you. You know? Maybe he'll see you in a video. Maybe he'll ask about your name in his baby book. But he isn't gonna remember you because he's 2.5 and you have only shown up very little in his life, and most of the time you only seen him because you lived with my mom and I was visiting her. So that's the tea. And apparently when my mom and my sister were on vacation, her boyfriend went into my boyfriend's work and apologized for your behavior, by the way, and his own behavior that day of moving. He said he only acted out because you were acting out, which I think is kind of funny. He put all the blame on you when you weren't even around and you have no idea. And unless you watched this video, you probably never will know. He was like, my boyfriend came home, he's like, oh, by the way, her boyfriend came in and he said this and this. And I was like, really? He's apologizing for that? Hilarious. When you were fucking beefing for what? I was literally grabbing my shit. You're lucky. I was trying to be a good person because I'm a mom. Because when it first happened, I was gonna break a window to grab my stuff. Like almost a year ago. And I was like, no. Because if things went down, I have a baby. And my baby was there. And though his dad was also there, he would have been fine. And my mom was also there. And my Nana was also there. Like, he would have been fine. If I went to jail, I'd be going for like assault. Because like felony assault. Because I would have grabbed a knife or something. Like, it was going down to death if we're beefing like that. Like, I'm trying not to lose my cool anymore, but people know I go for the kill. Like, I choke until you can't breathe, and then I finally let go of you. And that's my signature move, and that's what my people know. But my sisters that I fight with, and my mother that I fight with. But I'm trying to be a better person. And I'm trying to be a calmer person. I feel like I've done a lot of work to be the better person, and I'm glad that stupid little bitch ain't gonna have a chance to be in my life no more. Because now I'm gonna convince my mom to cut you off, if not fully, then mostly, because this is bullshit. How are you gonna screw her like that? You're not gonna pay your rent for months, and then when your water goes out, you're gonna be like, I've only had cold water. Can you call the landlord? And he's like, yeah, you haven't paid your like last 2 months rent. And she's like, okay, I'll send like $400 and then you can turn the water on, right? What the fuck do you mean? Are you stupid? Were you planning on moving this whole time? Why would you not just say that? Why would you not just put up with the cold water for an extra month then? Like, you're stupid. You make no sense to me. But yeah, karma's a bitch, and it's got my back because my life compared, I'm amazing, and I have a beautiful, amazing son, and I'm doing great. And all this ranting is really just to say, like, my life is way crazier than you guys think or see, because these are just some of the things. Like, I could go on forever about my crazy fucking life, and I choose not to. Like, wait until I get into my Molly story. My aunt. The whole granny situation. Like, you have no idea. I don't share the crazy parts of my life because I feel like I just get judgment or like looked down on. But honestly, I don't see them as very significant moments in the moment, or I probably would. Like, I got too much going on in my life to care about most of these things. And some people are gonna argue that I care enough to make a video about it, but you could have had this video months ago. You could have had this video fucking years ago. Yeah, there's some crazy things that go down in my life, and you may never know. Like, I got stories, man, but I'm trying to be the bigger, better person, and I am. So thanks for watching. I think that's hilarious. You're a stupid cunt. And yeah, I hope your life is amazing, because it won't be as amazing as it could have been with my child in your life. Because trust me, he is an angel baby sent from the heavens above, and everything he touches is gold. And I'm not just saying that because he's mine. Like, he really is an angel child. Like, I have no idea how it happens. So, subscribe to my family channel to see more of my amazing angel baby, and I will probably post this. Me ranting because I just got the new information and I need to say something. Love you. Bye.